Welcome. Today we're diving into the real differences between Canada and the United States, two countries that look like twins but act like total opposites. They share the world's longest border, love hockey, mountains, and maple syrup, and yet they're more like siblings with wildly different personalities. One's the organized, polite overachiever, the other's the bold, loud risk-taker. We're going beyond A and y'all to explore what really sets them apart. From public behavior to food, humor to national pride, you'll see just how deep the differences go. It's a friendly rivalry, a neighborly showdown, and you might be surprised by what you learn. So grab your Timbits or your Dunkin' and let's get started. Canada and the U.S. neighbors, allies, and often mistaken for twins. But what if I told you they're more like siblings who secretly clash on just about everything? Let's dive into the real cultural differences between Canadians and Americans. First up, public behavior. In Canada, apologizing is practically a national sport. Walk down a Toronto street and if someone bumps into you, they'll say sorry, and you'll probably say sorry right back. It's not about fault, it's about keeping the peace. Canadians use sorry as a social lubricant, smoothing over every little interaction. Even bumping into a lamppost gets an apology. It's all about harmony and making sure everyone feels comfortable. Now cross the border to the U.S., the vibe changes. Americans aren't rude, but they're direct. The default isn't sorry, it's excuse me, or just moving on. There's a sense of momentum, purpose, and confidence. American culture values assertiveness and speaking your mind. Sorry is reserved for real mistakes, not just everyday bumps. In line, Canadians form a quiet, patient queue. Americans, the line is more of a suggestion with a bit of jostling and conversation. It's the difference between a polite symphony and a jazz improv. Canadians aim for group comfort. Americans focus on individual clarity. Neither is better, just different. The Canadian way is quiet deference. The American way is bold confidence. These social habits are your first clue. These neighbors play by very different rule books. So next time you're in line, notice, are you in a sorry off or a move it along? That's the Canada-US difference in action, and it's just the beginning. Let's talk food. Canada's comfort food, Poutine and Tim Hortons. Poutine isn't just fries and gravy and cheese curds. It's a national treasure, best enjoyed when the cheese curds squeak. Tim Hortons is more than a coffee shop, it's a Canadian institution. Double-double and Timbits, that's the taste of home. Snack run in Canada, ketchup chips, coffee crisp, all-dressed chips. Unique flavors you won't find in the States. Now head south. In the U.S., food is all about size and choice. Burgers are bigger, sodas are massive, and fast food is a competitive sport. Want a burger with 3 patties and bacon in the bun? You got it. Coffee? It's a Starbucks adventure. Customized, personalized, and a lifestyle statement. The American snack aisle is a wild universe of flavors and brands. It's about abundance, variety, and finding the snack that defines. Canadian food culture is about shared traditions. American food culture is about endless options. One is a curated set of national cravings. The other is a celebration of consumer choice. Both love their food, but the approach couldn't be more different. So, are you grabbing a box of Timbits or a venti triple shot caramel macchiato? That's the taste of national identity. Food isn't just fuel, it's culture, pride, and a little bit of friendly rivalry. And yes, both countries think their way is the best. Which would you choose, the comfort of Poutine or the spectacle of supersize? Either way, you're eating like a local, and probably loving every bite. Now the big one, healthcare. In Canada, healthcare is a right. Walk into a hospital, get treated, and never see a bill. It's funded by taxes, so everyone chips in and everyone's covered. The trade-off? Sometimes you wait longer for non-urgent care, but financial ruin from medical bills, not a thing. It's about collective responsibility and peace of mind. In the U.S., healthcare is a market. Most people get insurance through work or buy it themselves. The care can be world-class if you can afford it. But without good insurance, a medical emergency can mean crushing debt. The system prizes choice and competition, but the stakes are high. In Canada, healthcare is woven into the social fabric, like roads or schools. In the U.S., it's a consumer product, with deductibles, co-pays, and lots of paperwork. The Canadian debate is about funding and wait times. The American debate is about freedom and government intervention. Two countries, two philosophies, collective security versus individual responsibility. It's a core difference that shapes daily life and national identity. Which would you choose, the safety net or the freedom to choose? It's a question that goes way beyond medicine, and it's one of the biggest divides between these neighbors. Healthcare isn't just policy, it's culture, and it says a lot about what each country values most. Let's talk humor. Canadian comedy? Dry, subtle, and self-deprecating. Think Schitt's Creek or SCTV. Awkward situations, witty observations, and making fun of themselves. The punchline is quiet, clever, and often aimed at their own quirks. It's a gentle roast, not a shout. American humor? Big, bold, and direct. Think classic sitcoms, high-energy stand-up, and laugh tracks. The jokes are broad, the punchline's clear, and the goal is a big reaction. American comedy loves big characters and universal truths. Think Seinfeld or Chris Rock. Satire in Canada is wry and deadpan, like This Hour Has 22 Minutes. In the U.S., satire is a cultural force. Saturday Night Live, The Daily Show, loud, theatrical, and meant to make a statement. Canadian wit is a quiet smirk. American comedy is a sledgehammer. Both are hilarious, but they come from totally different comedic philosophies. One makes you nod knowingly, the other makes you laugh out loud. So do you prefer the clever mumble or the punchy one-liner? Either way, you're in for a good laugh and maybe a little culture shock. Now let's tackle gun culture, a huge divide. In the U.S., gun ownership is a constitutional right tied to self-defense, liberty, and individualism. Guns are everywhere, part of heritage, movies, and daily life. The debate is fierce, with strong arguments about rights and freedom. In Canada, gun ownership is a privilege, not a right. Strict regulations, safety courses, and background checks are the norm. Guns are mostly for hunting or sport, not personal protection. The public consensus? Fewer guns mean more safety. Most Canadians never see a handgun outside of police. In the U.S., guns are symbols of freedom. In Canada, they're tools with rules. The result? Two totally different attitudes about safety, community, and responsibility. One nation is built on the idea of an armed citizenry, the other on public safety through control. It's a stark contrast and a defining difference, and it shapes how each country sees itself. Let's talk national pride. American patriotism is loud, proud, and everywhere. Flags, anthems, fireworks, and a belief in American exceptionalism. It's about showing love for your country in a big public way. The bald eagle, majestic, powerful, and a symbol of freedom, captures that spirit. Canadian pride? Much quieter, but just as deep. Canadians are proud of their healthcare, multiculturalism, and reputation for peace. Their pride is internal, a quiet satisfaction, not a public performance. The beaver is their national animal, hardworking, humble, and a builder of strong communities. Canadian patriotism is often defined by what makes them American. Canada Day is a friendly picnic. The 4th of July is a spectacle. Americans declare their pride. Canadians live it quietly. Both love their countries, but express it in totally different ways. One is a soaring eagle, the other a busy beaver. It's not about being flashy, it's about getting the job done. National identity runs deep on both sides of the border, but the volume is set very differently. So, do you prefer the confident shout or the quiet hum? Either way, the pride is real, and it shapes everything else. Both countries are built by immigrants, but their approach to diversity is totally different. The U.S. is a melting pot. People from everywhere blend into a single American identity. The expectation is to adopt American customs and values, creating unity from diversity. Canada is a multicultural mosaic. Different cultures keep their unique identities, coming together to form a bigger picture. The government encourages immigrants to maintain their traditions and languages. In Canada, you're Chinese Canadian, Italian Canadian. Your heritage is celebrated, not melted away. American cities have neighborhoods like Little Italy or Chinatown, often seen as steps toward assimilation. In Canadian cities, multicultural communities thrive as part of the present, not just the past. The U.S. says, join our family. Canada says, add your piece to our mosaic. Both create dynamic, diverse societies, but with different philosophies. One values unity, the other diversity within unity. It's a core part of each country's identity, and it shapes how newcomers find their place. Which welcome mat would you choose? Let's talk university life. In the U.S., college is a cultural event, football games, Greek life, and a huge social scene. But it comes with a massive price tag. Student debt is a national crisis. The college experience is a product, and students often go deep into debt for the brand and lifestyle. In Canada, university is more about academics and affordability. Sports and clubs exist, but the social scene is less dominant. Greek life is rare, and tuition is much lower thanks to public funding. Canadian students still take on debt, but it's far less crushing. The focus is on accessible education, not luxury amenities. American students might choose a school for its prestige or party scene. Canadians pick based on programs and cost. It's a practical step, not a 4-year adventure. The American dream is the all-in campus experience. The Canadian priority is a quality education without lifelong debt. 2 approaches, 2 outcomes. Which would you choose? The big college dream or the affordable academic path? Either way, it's a life-changing decision. So there you have it. Canada and the US share a border, but their cultures are worlds apart. From sorry to excuse me, Poutine to supersized, quiet pride to bold patriotism, the differences run deep. One values collective harmony and understated confidence, the other individual ambition and expressive pride. Neither is right or wrong, just different answers to building a country. So which vibe resonates with you? Team Canada's politeness and Poutine, or Team USA's confidence and choice? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's get a friendly debate going. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more culture clashes. Thanks for watching. Which culture speaks to you more? The calm, apologetic Canadian way or the bold, proud American dream? Comment below and let's keep the conversation going.